What is going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Matthew Spear in the house. And that's it. I'm all alone. Me and my dog and my cat. That's it. The red, the white, the blue. You guys like the set? Kind of cool. Yeah, this is it. It's just me and the dog tonight. And she's not even in here. She's in the living room, which is crazy. We've got a special show tonight. It's 4th of July. We had a big, beautiful bill signed, so I figured I would write you a big, beautiful story. Something out of my, I don't want to say book, because it's not really a book. I guess it's a book. I don't know. I'm working on it. It's a compendium of thoughts and ideas. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to read it to you anyway. And you get to experience that. So a little special 4th of July. Got a very, very funny SNL skit from 4th of July. One of the very rare ones. Yes, we'll be changing the color of the set whenever there's a holiday. And we have the red, white, and blue. I know. Isn't that special? We got some other topics, as we always do. I don't expect it to be a huge show. We'll try to hit goal. Goal's 300. We'll see if we hit it. Did I mention I'm all alone? And my kids are watching fireworks, and I'm here by myself watching the dog because we don't want to put her through that. And I also want to be with you tonight. You know how that goes. So we'll be right back. Let's share as much as we can. We'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Oh, we're going to have to do better than this, folks. Otherwise, I'm just going to go play Division or PlayStation VR or go work out or something. Let's get this shared on Twitter, please. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me.
What happened to my video? Something.
When you get a sec, check out my buddy Matthew Spear over there at the Dumb Show. Dumbshow.com. Get to see people like yours truly right here. Maybe that's a reason for you to not check it out. But check it out anyway. There's a lot of people better than me on there that a lot better stories. But check them out, dumbshow.com. Matt, take care, buddy. God bless you, everyone. When you get it.
Adjusting transmitter output. This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. And yes, the background is 4th of July in 3, 2, 1. It goes back to normal. There we go. It's still, we've got some red down there. There's some blue. There's a white guy in it. That's good enough. I hope everyone's doing well. How are you? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Just me tonight, spending my time with you. And I hope everyone is doing well. Big, beautiful bill. I've got that video that was signed by President Trump. Whoops. Forgot to change the cell. There. And that should be something that we can take a look at, and we certainly will. If anybody wants to call in, phone lines are open. This show's an impromptu show. It's a holiday show, and I don't expect huge numbers. It would be nice, but we'll see. I don't know. I think I'll bore people and lull them into sleep with my compendium of thoughts, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I definitely want to watch the Trump celebration where he signed the bill. I thought that was pretty cool. There's a lot of things going on. There's some fireworks in Arizona that I believe exploded. There's floods there's a lot of stuff going on. So just thinking about everybody who's going through it right now. This should be a celebratory day. And of course, life just goes on. So that's the way it is. If you have not seen, I want to share this with you because you guys have been asking for it. And it takes a little bit of work to do these things. I don't know if you guys know this, but every time we add something to the site or whatever, that's my job. I mean, pretty much everything's my job. That's the way it works. Don't feel bad for me. Don't feel bad with the guy with a podcast. But everyone's been asking, they're like, hey, I like PayPal. I like Venmo. But what if I just want to use Apple Pay? Or what if I just want to use my credit card? Or what if I want to use my debit card? Well, now there's a solution. And I just wanted to give it to you and tell you, not to make it all about that, but that's what we're going to talk about. If you go to the Don't Unfriend Me site, which is thedumbshow.com, real simple, lots of clothes and previous shows and tidbits and fun stuff for you to take part in. But if you come over here and you hit donate, we now have a new solution, which is kind of cool. It allows you to go ahead and put in a custom tip right on the site. You can save $50. And you can say, I love Matt, if you wanted to. And then there's just a little write-up telling you what you're about to do. And you can go PayPal, Venmo, like we've always done. And then all of those links are still down here. There's a little bit lower now where if you want to mail it in, you can, or just want to click right on Venmo or PayPal, it's right here. But you can also click on checkout. And when you click on checkout, it'll have the amount here. And then it will say, see more options. Apple Pay now is an option, or debit or credit card. And if you want to put in your debit or credit card information, and I'm going to get out of that as fast as possible because nothing's there that you could see that would cause a problem, but I don't want to have my credit cards displayed. So that's it. So that's how it works. So if you want to help donate to the show, now there's more options. You can use your debit card, your credit card, and you can use Apple Pay. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. It's been a while. You've been asking for a while. So everyone always says, well, hey, Matt, can you do Cash App? Well, now you can do everything. If you have a credit card assigned to your Cash App or PayPal or Venmo, you can do that too. So however you want to help, but any help would be appreciated. I want to get to it. Had some prayers last night for a couple of our viewers, and definitely will continue to share those. And, just continue to pray for the people who are struggling right now and having some hard times. Ginger says, I've been very sad lately. You are right. Life goes on. Sometimes things happen beyond your control. I've been having to close a lot of chapters of my life lately without getting to say goodbye. Yeah, Ginger, you know, it's, listen to this. See if this helps. I'm not a prolific writer, and I'm not anything special. And my hero, Mike Rowe, you know, is definitely one of my idols. But we'll see how this goes. This is very Christian centric and founding fathers focused, because people are barbecuing hot dogs and watching fireworks and all that type of stuff. And on these holidays, I tend to, God forbid, I tend to actually focus on what the holiday's about and what it's intended. And what we should be doing is recognize the independence of our country. And are we independent of a tyrannical government at this time? And the answer might surprise you, but if the founding fathers saw even the big beautiful bill, which listen, I'm happy it passed. I'm happy that I think I didn't want to raise taxes, and I believe it's going to help our country, but it's still a shit bill because it's a giant pork barrel omnibus bill, and we didn't like it when Biden did it. We didn't like it when Bush did it. We didn't like it when Clinton did it or Obama did it. And we shouldn't like it when Trump does it. But this is how the pie gets made. Oh, Christine Clark says, is there a space for one of the Eagles? One of the Eagles, it's right over here. It's in the set. So we've got it in this. I'll take a picture of it for you. It's in the show. It's like we've got multiple things that have been sent into the show, and it's here. And it's not that it wouldn't do well. We just kind of had a certain motif going on the walls. We're focused on history and the World War I, World War II over to the left, and in the center, more modern day times, but it's got the Declaration and the Bill of Rights, and then the Civil War, American Revolution over on the right-hand side. So it just kind of followed the timeline. So it's not that it wouldn't fit. I'm trying to think where we could put it on the wall. I mean, there is a spot that's going to be over here in the World War II area that's blank, but that has something coming. There's something in between the helmet and the gun. That's going to be a shell, a 50 millimeter mortar shell. And then in the left here, there's going to be something else that it's kind of a surprise I can't go into. But no, it's in the studio. So it's here. It's just not on camera. And when we do our one-on-one interviews and stuff, you'll see it because it's right there on the wall. So FYI. Matt, you should watch The Chosen. Okay. I always love stuff like that. So no, thank you for the comment, Christine, and we haven't forgotten. That was on the flag for a long time. Yeah. So no, it's in studio. Please pray for the families, children, camp personnel, and rescue teams in Central Texas. It's devastating with more rain on the way. Yeah. Pedro says, I hope you match your goal. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That's not going to be up to me. It's going to be up to everyone else. So with 61 people on, it's going to be a struggle. I'll tell you that much. If we can share this to Twitter, I'd appreciate it. And people could get it out there. Happy anniversary, Karen. Silver wedding anniversary. Outstanding. That's amazing. 25th wedding anniversary. I mean, Olivia and I hit it, I think. No, 25 is next year. No? Shit. I know we've been together for 27. I think 25 is next year. That's silver. Yeah, we're going to do something fun. But congratulations. But yeah. Sorry, Miss Clark. Miss Clark, I wanted you to feel like we appreciate that, because I do. I love that sign. So I'll see if I can make it fit on the left-hand side. I just don't know if I can, but It is in studio. And like we have a beautiful piece of plank wood that's like black walnut that Steve made for us a long time ago. And it was like in the first couple months of the Don't Unfriend Me logo. And that's not up, but it's over here. So there's a big studio. It's big. There's a lot of room. So we've tried to collect everything. Person made us a laser sign that we have. So we like to have all that type of stuff stay with us. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Did you want to watch Trump's speech or hear this first? Darren, happy 31st wedding anniversary. Awesome. Dawn is celebrating her 34th on July 6th. Happy anniversary. What's up, Still Point? Guys, if you haven't went over and voted, vote for Still Point. They did not make it into like the bracket final, but they did make it into the wild card round. And if they go next, then they're back in it. So we need everyone to go over there and vote. Now, I'm going to give you the link so you have it. You might have to copy and paste it into your browser. But there it is. Should be coming any second. Let's try it one more time. Amy, if you wouldn't mind sending the link, I tried. It's not. There it goes. Finally. It went on Facebook, but I don't think it showed up on the other channels. You know what? Let me see if I can. Well, there, yeah. All right, I'll put it on YouTube as well. There. Now it's on YouTube. What's weird is that I can't send it to, it's so stupid I can't send it to Twitter. All right, so I didn't get an answer. Do the July 4th speech or watch the Donald Trump speech. I think I know the answer. Just trying to get an answer here from people. See if everybody's talking, chatting. That's fine. It's laid back. It's relaxed. This isn't short. Yep, number one in the wild card round. They have till Monday. So if you guys bust ass, they should win it no problem in the wild card. So go vote. I got my vote in today. I may have donated and got 10 votes in or something. I don't know. Could have been. Possibly. Is it going to be this slow? I mean, literally, if this gets any slower, we're going to go back in time. Either way. All right, well, let's do it. So this is broken up into a series of like 5 chapters. Thank you, Linda. Thanks for voting. Okay, I'll just do it. I'll do it. Since I'm alone on July 4th. Did I mention that? I'm not happy. But somebody had to watch the dog. And she's going to be fine. But, you know, I will put in all my donations here in a little bit. Just give me a few minutes. How about this? How about we do it on P break? All right. Yes, it is nice to have a patriot in the White House again. All right, so here we go. We've got enough on. Let's start doing this thing. The fire of 1776, the founding fathers, defiant vision. On July 4th, 1776, in a sweltering Philadelphia hall, 56 men, our founding fathers, committed an act of unparalleled courage. They signed the Declaration of Independence, a document that severed ties with the British Crown and birthed a nation founded on the revolutionary truth that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Penned by Thomas Jefferson, these words were a thunderbolt, rejecting monarchy's tyranny and proclaiming that power flows from the people, not kings. This was the birth of our republic, a system of self-governments rooted in liberty, responsibility, and moral virtue, designed to endure through the ages. The founders were not mere rebels. They were visionary architects, inventing a political order that trusted citizens to govern themselves under divine guidance. Thomas Jefferson, a 33-year-old Virginian, crafted the Declaration with a clarity that still resonates, grounding it in the Christian principles of Genesis 1:27. that every person is created in God's image, endowed with the survival dependent on a virtuous religious people, writing, "Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government or any other." Benjamin Franklin at 70 brought pragmatic wisdom, advocating for checks and balances to safeguard liberty. George Washington, the stoic general, embodied the resolve to fight for the vision. Alexander Hamilton, the brilliant young aide to Washington, argued for a strong yet limited government to protect individual rights. George Mason, the architect of Virginia's Declaration of Rights, insisted on a Bill of Rights to secure personal freedoms. These men, diverse in their backgrounds, but united in purpose, created a republic that balanced power and trusted in the people's virtue. Signing the Declaration was an act of treason against the British Empire, the world's greatest power. The founders knew the stakes. John Hart, a New Jersey farmer and a devout Christian, saw his farm burned, his wife die under the war's strain, and spent months hiding in caves to evade capture. His faith in God and liberty sustained him through unimaginable hardships. Samuel Adams, the firebrand of the Revolution, risked everything, rallying colonialists in his belief that freedom was God's will. His relentless agitation against British tyranny inspired many a movement, earning him the scorn of the crown, but the admiration of patriots. Roger Sherman, a Connecticut delegate and devout Congressionalist, brought his deep faith to the debates, arguing that divine providence guided the American cause. These men despised tyranny and embraced sacrifice, a stark contrast to today's leftist ideologies that crave centralized control and reject the founders' vision of individual liberty. Interesting thing some people don't know is John Hancock. People have always wondered, like, who's John Hancock, and why is it so profoundly large on the Declaration? And the reason why is John Hancock wanted to make sure that the Crown saw that he signed it. So a little bit of a proverbial middle finger to the Crown by signing it so large. The founder's genius, inventing a republic for the ages. The founding fathers were not just courageous, they were revolutionary inventors, designing a government that empowered the people while guarding against despotism. James Madison, the father of the Constitution, crafted a framework that balanced power through a bicameral legislature and executive and independent judiciary. His Virginia plan, debated at the Constitutional Convention of 1787, laid the foundation for a republic that diffused power to prevent tyranny. Madison's study of history and scripture convinced him that human nature required such safeguards, a wisdom lost on modern liberals who push for bureaucratic overreach and state control. I need bigger print. My eyes have become shit, and my flow sucks. Usually I'm just like butter, but I'm struggling to see, even though I wrote it. Getting old. Benjamin Franklin's experience as a statesman and printer shaped his vision for a republic that valued free speech and civic virtue. His call for daily prayers during the Constitutional Convention underscored his belief that divine guidance was essential to the republic's success. His famous warning, "A republic if you can keep it," challenged future generations to preserve the founders' vision through active citizenship and moral integrity. George Washington, presiding over the convention, lent his moral authority, ensuring the Constitution reflected the Declaration's principles. His refusal to seize dictatorial power, despite calls to become king, set a precedent for servant leadership that today's leftists, with their thirst for control, cannot comprehend. Alexander Hamilton, a Caribbean-born orphan, brought economic genius to the founding. His advocacy for a strong national government balanced by checks ensured that the republic could thrive without crushing individual liberty. His writings in the Federalist Papers, alongside Madison and John Jay, defended the Constitution as a bulwark against tyranny. Jay, the first Chief Justice, saw the Christianity as the foundation of civic virtue, writing, "Providence has given to our people the choice of their rulers." George Mason, though less celebrated, insisted on a Bill of Rights to protect freedoms like speech and religion, a legacy now under attack by liberals who champion censorship above and under the guise of protecting democracy. The founders' Christian principles were central to their vision. While not all were orthodox, Jefferson leaned deist. Franklin was skeptical. Their writings reflected deep respect for biblical values. Patrick Henry, whose cry of "give me liberty or give me death" galvanized the revolution, drew on his faith to argue that freedom was God's will. Reverend John Witherspoon, a signer and Presbyterian minister, preached that resistance to tyranny was a Christian's duty, shaping the moral case for independence. These men believed a republic required a moral compass, a belief scorned by today's leftists, who reject absolute truth for more moral relativism, undermining the virtues that sustain self-governance. The revolution's heroes, carrying the founders' vision. The founders' vision was brought to life by ordinary... Family home? Hello? Okay, family's home. Just temporarily. They're going out to fireworks. The founders' vision was brought to life by ordinary Americans who shared their commitment to liberty. Lydia Darragh, a Quaker in Philadelphia, risked execution in 1777 to warn Washington's army of a British attack, walking miles through the snow to deliver her message. Her Christian conscience drove her to act, embodying the founders' belief that faith fuels courage. James Armistead Lafayette, an enslaved black man, served as a double agent, providing intelligence that secured victory at Yorktown. His bravery, despite his lack of personal freedom, reflects the universal appeal to the founders' ideals, which today's liberals distort with divisive identity politics. Peter Francesco was a towering Virginian, fought with a broadsword gifted by Washington, defeating 11 British soldiers in one clash. His faith and liberty, rooted in Christian resolve, made him a legend. Reverend Jonas Clark, a Massachusetts pastor, rallied his congregation to fight at Lexington in 1775, preaching that resistance to tyranny was obedience to God. His sermons echoed the founders' belief that faith and freedom are inseparable, a truth rejected by the modern's left secular agenda. Sybil Ludington, a 16-year-old girl, rode 40 miles through the night in 1777 to rally militia against a British attack, her courage rivaling Paul Revere's. These heroes show that the revolution was a collective effort driven by the founders' vision and sustained by faith, a vision that liberals despise, dismissing it as irrelevant while promoting dependency and division. The Republic tested the Civil War and Lincoln's fidelity to the founders. The Founders' Republic faced its greatest test in the Civil War when slavery exposed the gap between the Declaration's promise and reality. On July 4th, 1863, Union victories at Gettysburg and Vicksburg marked a turning point. Gettysburg carnage, over 50,000 killed or wounded, halted the Confederate advance, while Vicksburg's fall split the Confederacy, securing the Mississippi River. Abraham Lincoln, a man of deep moral reflection, saw the war as a test of the founders' vision. His Gettysburg Address called for a new birth of freedom, tying the fight to the end of slavery to the Declaration's ideas. Lincoln's faith in divine providence, though not dogmatic, guided his leadership as seen in his second inaugural address, urging malice towards none, with charity for all. Where am I? There we go. Lincoln's commitment to the founders' principles stands in stark contrast to today's leftist ideologies, which vilify his era as oppressive and reject the Declaration's universal truths. Liberals rewrite history to cast the founders as villains, ignoring Lincoln's moral courage and the sacrifices that preserved the Republic. Their narratives foster division, undermining the unity that Washington, Adams, and Franklin fought for, replacing it with a fractured vision of grievance and resentment. The left's assault, dividing and diluting the Republic. In 2025, our republic faces an existential threat from radical leftist ideologies that despise the Founding Fathers' legacy. These liberals, embracing identity politics, collectivism, and moral relativism, seek to dismantle the principles of 1776. They divide us by race, class, and ideology, rejecting the Declaration's assertion that all are created equal. Their push for equity over equality creates hierarchies of victimhood, fostering resentment rather than unity. They replace the founders' trust in individual liberty with calls of government control, from censoring speech to redistributing wealth, betraying the republic's core. The leftist delusion rejects the Christian virtues that Adams, Jay, and Witherspoon saw as essential. They mock faith as irrelevant, embracing a secular worldview where truth is subjective and virtue negotiable. Their attacks on free speech through cancel culture, disinformation, and social media bans echo the tyranny the founders fought. Their revisionist history vilifies Jefferson, Washington, and Franklin as oppressors, ignoring their revolutionary courage and vision. They promote policies that erode economic freedom, from punitive taxes to regulatory overreach, undermining the founders' belief in individual initiative. The founders would despise this betrayal, having risked everything to create a nation of free, virtuous citizens, not state-dependent subjects. The left's division manifests in our streets, our schools, and screens. They push curricula that demonizes America's founding, teaching children to hate the republic rather than cherishing it. They stoke racial and cultural tensions, rejecting the e pluribus unum spirit of 1776 for a fractured identity politics. Their diluted vision of utopia, built on government control and more relativism, threatens to unravel the republic's fabric, replacing self-governance with authoritarianism. The founders who faced down the British Empire would see this as a new form of tyranny, one that must be resisted with the same resolve they showed as well. Faith and the founders' vision of equality. Oh, I'm missing a page. I knew I was missing a page. Whatever. We'll wing it. We'll be fine. Maybe. We'll have to see. Faith and the founders' vision of equality. The Declaration's promise of equality was not fully realized in 1776, but its ideals inspired generations to fight for justice, often led by Christians who honored the founders' vision. Lemuel Haynes, a black revolutionary soldier and minister, preached against slavery, declaring liberty is equal, as precious to the black man as it is to the white man. His faith tied to the founders' ideals to God's justice, challenging slavery hypocrisy. Sojourner Truth, a former slave, demanded equality in her 1851 Ain't I a Woman speech, rooted in her Christian belief that all are equal in God's eyes. Frederick Douglass, another escaped slave, invoked the Declaration in his 1852 speech, "What to the slave is the 4th of July?" urging America to live up to its founding principles. His faith and eloquence made him a powerful voice for justice, building on the founders' vision. I was just reading what you guys were saying. 249th. 250 was Army. It's 249th. Next year is 2026 is 250 for America. So it's 249. In the 20th century, Dr. Martin Luther King called the Declaration a promissory note, demanding civil rights through nonviolent resistance, inspired by the Sermon on the Mount. These figures honored the founders' ideals, unlike today's leftists who reject them, promoting division over unity and grievance over justice. The founders' vision was aspirational, a call to the perfect republic through faith and reason, not to tear it down with resentment and revisionism. Liberals' rejection of this vision, labeling it oppressive while ignoring its transformative power, betrays the sacrifices of those who fought to expand liberty. Heroes of faith, defying tyranny and delusion across time. Yeah, it's 249 years. 250s next year. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I made the same mistake earlier today. That's the only reason I knew, Alfonso. I thought it was 250 as well. The Army was created almost, it wasn't a full year later, but it was in the secondary year. The founders' principles inspired courage in war and peace. During the War of 1812, Francis Scott Key, a devout Christian, wrote the Star-Spangled Banner amid the bombardment at Fort McHenry. Sorry for the gulping. Thirsty vocal cords. His faith sustaining him as he saw the flag endure. His anthem, rooted in the founder's spirit, celebrates a republic that withstands trials. In World War I, Alvin York, a Tennessee Christian, captured 132 German soldiers, driven by his faith to protect freedom. In World War II, Desmond Doss, a Seventh-day Adventist, saved 75 soldiers at Okinawa without a weapon, praying, "Lord, help me get one more." His Medal of Honor defied the leftist delusion that faith weakens resolve, a delusion pushed by liberals who scorn spiritual conviction. In peace, Dorothy Day's Catholic worker movement served the poor during the Great Depression, rejecting socialist calls for state control with Christian charity. Her work honored the founders' belief in individual responsibility, unlike the left's push for collectivism. During World War II, Corrie ten Boom, a Dutch-American Christian inspired by America's founding ideals, hid Jews from Nazis, her faith echoing the founders' resistance to tyranny. In 2020, Sarah Thompson, an Ohio pastor, united her community with food drives and prayer, countering division with faith and service. These heroes reflect the founders' vision, standing against the liberal ideologies that divide and dilute us today. The left's push for secularism and control would have appalled Washington, who prayed at Valley Forge, and Madison, who saw virtue as the Republic's foundation. Their courage inspires us to resist the modern tyranny of leftist ideology with the same resolve. The Republic's call, defending the founders' legacy in 2025. In 2025, our republic faces a crisis of division and delusion. Leftist ideologies vilifying the founding fathers, reject Christian values, and promote policies that erode liberty from speech, suppression, to economic control. They divide us by stoking racial, cultural, and economic resentment, undermining the unity that Washington, Adams, and Franklin fought for. Their deluded vision of a state-controlled utopia rejects the founders' trust in self-governance, replacing it with authoritarian schemes that censor dissent and punish success. The founders would despise this betrayal. They built a republic for a free, virtuous people, not a divided, state-dependent one. Jefferson warned against elective despotism, a danger we see in liberal calls for centralized power. Adams foresaw the risk of moral decay, which the left's relativism embodies. Never have this much problem. I can't see shit. I can't see shit, can you? Franklin's challenge to keep the republic calls us to action. We must vote, speak out, and serve our communities, guided by the virtues of 1776. As Christians, we are called to be the salt and light, Matthew 5:13-16, countering liberal division with love and truth. We must reject the left's revisionist history, which paints the founders as oppressors while ignoring their revolutionary courage. We must oppose their policies, from equity schemes that divide to censorship and to silence. These betray the Declaration's promise. We must teach our children to cherish the founders' vision, not despise it, ensuring the Republic endures. The sacrifice of Hart and Darragh, Armistead, and countless others demand nothing less. On this 4th of July, let us honor the founding fathers: Jefferson, Adams, Franklin, Washington, Madison, Hamilton, Mason, Adams, Jay, Sherman, Henry, and Witherspoon, whose courage and genius gave us a republic. Let us celebrate the heroes: Darragh, Armistead, Francisco, Clark, Ludington, Hayes, Truth, Douglas. Also, Lincoln, Key, York, Doss, Day, ten Boom, and Thompson. These people carried their vision forward. Let us stand against the leftist ideologies that despise our founders, divide our people, and delude us with the false promises of utopia. As Christians, let us live out our faith, loving our neighbors and seeking justice. As Americans, let us defend the Republic with the same courage that defined 1776. This is a sacred trust. Let us protect our freedoms against those who would destroy what the founders built. May we be a nation unified, faithful, and strong, guided by the principles of July 4th and the God who blessed us all with liberty. Thank you. May God bless America and have a happy July 4th. Ugh, mine is struggling with my eyes. Other than that, there we go. That's it. That wasn't too bad. Is everybody gone? Did they already leave? Hold on a second.
Hey,
Did you already leave?
Yeah.
Oh.
You were in the middle of reading something, and I brought your drink in and waved, and you were zoned in. So I was like, I'm just going to let you go.
Oh. Okay, well, love you.
I love you, too. It's
Okay.
on the counter.
Okay, love you, bye. That means I got to put in donations, huh? Okay, I guess so. Anyway, so I will see if I can get that posted, everybody. I need to put in holy crap, I need to put in donations. Can we have a second to do that, please? I wasn't expecting it to be this busy. So bear with me, and then we can get to. Oh, well, if you guys don't mind, you know what I could do? I can put in Trump's speech, and I can say thank you when I enter them. That would be good, right? We can do that? Cool. Let's do that. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Some people aren't big fans of that type of stuff. They don't like history lessons, but I do. Here is the event that took place for the bill signing. I thought it was actually really cool. We're going to watch a little bit of this, and then we can watch some fireworks, if that's okay with everybody. Thank you, Lisa. Happy 4th to you, too. Thank you, Tommy, very much. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate you, buddy. Happy Independence Day, and thanks for your service to the USA. You got it, buddy. Wait, no sound. Oh, you guys. You guys got to text me. Oh, shit. Thank you, Janet, for the donation. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Someone should have texted me. I'm busy out here trying to do all this shit. I know what's wrong. That's okay. I get to watch it again. I love this shit. So we'll do it again. That's okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. We get to do it again. Big deal.
They didn't want to join anything having.
All right, there we go. Everyone should be able to hear it now. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and First Lady Melania Trump.
Thanks, Ginger. Yeah, that little exclamation point did it for me.
Thank you very much. And that is some sight, especially after what happened just a week ago when you look at that big, beautiful plane and the.
Can everyone hear it now? All right, good. Let me know.
Were something. It was an incredible mission. And I think I can say very proudly, and I don't have to quote the polls, that our country is more proud right now than it's been in many, many years. We have pride. We have dignity. We have something that's happened miraculously so fast. You know that our military now is the most sought-after job there's ever been, serving in our military. 1 year ago, people didn't want to join our military. They didn't want to join our police or firefighters. They didn't want to join anything having to do with our country. And now, as you probably know, the enlistment is at an all-time record. We're packed. We're full. And I just think that's so important because that was so sad 1 year ago when I heard those statistics. We had a different president.
Sandra Edwards, thank you for the donation, Sandra.
Now, we're at a record, and I will say that I just left NATO, where we had a tremendous experience. They've agreed to put up over $1 trillion a year. They went from less than 2% to 5%, and nobody thought that was possible. And they told me very strongly, the leaders of a big part of the world, very respected people all, they told me that, 1 year ago, your country was dead. And now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So that's the way it is, and that's the way we like it. And it's only going to get hotter. I promise you that. After that spectacular display of American power, let me just say that God bless the United States military and God bless the USA. God bless the USA.
Thank you, Christine, for your donation, $20. Appreciate it.
I want to wish you a very happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. This is going to be something special. This spirit in this country, we haven't seen anything like it in many, many years and decades. Let me also express our gratitude to our magnificent First Lady. She worked very hard to make this all work. And we have a fireworks display about 9 o'clock tonight. I hope you're all going to be around and watch it. I know our congressmen and our senators who are standing right here, so many of them, they did such a great job. They're going to be here. I guarantee you, they're not leaving.
Yeah, the Democrats aren't showing up. Jennifer McCarver, we know you're going through it right now. Happy 4th, Matt. Thank you for the show today. Love you guys. We love you too, and we're praying for you.
Guests. We have so many people in the audience that have so much to do with the success of our country. We've, I think, had probably the most successful almost 6 months as a president and the presidency. I think they're saying it was the best 6 months, and I know for a fact they're saying the last 2 weeks there has never been anything like it as far as winning, winning, winning. So as you know, 2 weeks ago, our incredible Air Force pilots conducted one of the most successful military
Thank you, Tamar. Appreciate you.
in all of history, Operation Midnight Hammer, and that's exactly what it was. It was a hammer. This evening, we're honored to be joined by 150 airmen and their families from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, home of the B-2 bomber. And we've kept them a little bit on guard. We kept them a little bit, let's be a little bit quiet about it. But if you want to raise your hand very quickly, raise your hand, because you people are just incredible. They don't want to be in disguise. You know, they say, we don't have to do that. They're looking at us like we're...
Bobby, thank you so much. I can't even begin to thank you so much. 206.46. Happy 4th. I'll love you all. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, everybody.
Incredible. Just a flawless, one of the most flawless military campaigns in the history of our country. If you remember years ago, they had helicopters crashing into each other. It was a disaster, the hostages in Iran. And we had just the opposite. We didn't have any crashes. We didn't lose any planes. We didn't lose anybody. Those beautiful planes that you saw were totally stealth. They flew right over the center of a very hostile country, and they never even saw it coming. And then they said, skedaddle. They dropped the bombs. They said, skedaddle. And that big sucker turned over like this on its side, and it got out of there. Well, I'll tell you what, how they do that, but they can do it. I asked our great General Kane, how do they do that? Do they really love doing that? Look at them, they're all laughing. And they said, do they really like doing it, sir? They can't wait. Better you than me. That's all I can say. It was a flawless mission. Every single bomb hit, and it was total obliteration, total obliteration. Now, even the fake news is admitting that. They hated to admit it, but they had no choice. That was an incredible thing, and these heroic pilots showed our enemies what it means to fly, fight, and win. To every service member who supported that mission, and we have many of them here, we've made we've made you proud by supporting, but you've made us even prouder by having the courage to get in those gorgeous machines and fly through the roughest airspace anywhere in the world. And we salute you and we honor you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. And we're also honored and delighted to be joined by hundreds of service members and military families. Those families are the best we have, from all across the U.S. Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force. I love the Space Force. You know why? Because we're the ones that did it. It's turned out to be a very invaluable force, actually. The Coast Guard and the Marines are incredible people. On behalf of our entire nation, this 4th of July, we thank you for keeping America safe, strong, sovereign, and free. Thank you very much for being here. Great honor.
Thank you so much, Joanne Townsend. $10. That puts it at $397.31. You guys are awesome. I didn't expect anything tonight, so this is incredible. Thank you.
149th year, America is winning like never before. We're not, I'll tell you, we're in a category now that's where we've wanted to be for a long time. We suffered with 4 horrible years of embarrassment. Afghanistan may be the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. We're never going to let a thing like that happen again. Trillions of dollars are pouring into the United States for investment purposes. Almost $15 trillion. There's never been anything like it. There's never been anything even close. The stock market's at an all-time high. Jobs are at an all-time high. Everything's at an all-time high. And we're going to keep it that way. We have the greatest country in the world, and we're back. We're back like nobody thought possible this quickly. I thought it would take maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe even 3. And we did it in less than 6 months. We are back and strong.
Can I just say Melania is freaking gorgeous? I mean, the left, they're so petty and jealous. You know what? And they're so ugly. And you know what? I've just realized something is that Republican women age more gracefully than liberals. Every liberal that I know is gray haired and overweight, and they cut their hair short and they get collagen in their forehead. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think Olivia's smoking hot. I think Olivia's mom's a beautiful lady. I think Melania is a beautiful lady. I think we have a ton of beautiful politicians and content creators and listeners. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
We've restored American strength.
Thanks, Sandra.
And deterrence.
I'll take a look.
On the world stage, we're respected again. The world is respecting us again. When we did NATO, those leaders came up to me and they said, you know what, we're going to go to a new level of spending because you're requesting it, sir. They didn't talk to your last president like that, I can tell you. They didn't spend any money. They didn't spend anything. In a few moments, we're going to make official the greatest victory yet when I signed the one big, beautiful bill. And before I start, I want to tell you that I've never seen people so happy in our country because of that, because so many different groups of people are being taken care of, the military and civilians of all types, jobs of all types. We're adding things like the biggest tax cut in the history of our country, child tax credits. So many things are being added that we wouldn't even have time to discuss them. When we were doing it, John Thune and Mike Johnson right there, I see Mike, what a job they've done. What a job they've done. But you know, it was supposed to be in 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 different bills. And I was on one of the fake news shows and I said, let's do it in one beautiful, big, we want one big, beautiful bill. I said that to this newscaster, and I think a lot of the congressmen and senators were watching, and they said, let's name the bill that, the one big, beautiful bill. And that's what we did. And what we've done is put everything into one bill. It's never happened before. It's the biggest bill of its type in history. We've never had anything like that before. Nothing like that they thought would be possible to get passed. And actually, I liked it because we had so much in there that no matter who you are, there was something in that bill that would make your congressman or your senator or your congresswoman, much more importantly, raise their hand and support, right, Lisa? So that was something, and it was really something special. So the American people gave us a historic mandate in November. We won everything. We won the swing states, all 7 swing states. We won every one. That rarely happens. We won the popular vote. We won the districts, 2,750 to 505. That's why when you look at a map, it's all red, a little blue on each end, but it's all red. And by the way, red means Republican, just in case. But we made promises, and it's really promises made, promises kept, and we've kept them. This is a triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy. And I have to say that the people are happy. They're happy. And I listened to a broadcast, and I read a couple of articles. They have the Democrats, they should have voted for it. They didn't vote for tax cuts. They didn't vote for taking care of people. They didn't vote, not one vote. And we knew that because their hatred of either the country or me or both is so great. They didn't vote at all, and it's terrible. But I just have to say, they have a routine. It's terrible, they say. Terrible, terrible. You saw that guy standing up for hours yesterday. He didn't know what he was even doing there. I say, when's he sitting down? He had a towel. He's wiping his face. That's not too elegant. But what is he? I said, what is he doing for so long? And he couldn't criticize the bill. He was criticizing everyone else and everything else. So they've developed, and this is according to the news media, they've developed a standard line, and we can't let them get away with it. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, everybody's going to die. It's actually just the opposite. Everybody's going to live. This is just the opposite. And I just want you to know, if you see anything negative put out by Democrats, it's all a con job. And they said, and they compared it to just like the con job of Russia, 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 and all of the other things they did. The 51 intelligence agents said, and the laptop from hell, it came from Russia, they said. No, it didn't come. A lot of things come from Russia. That didn't come from Russia. And it was all proven out to be a fake job, and that's what they're doing with this. So we just have to look forward, fellas, look forward and just say what it is, because it's the most popular bill ever signed in the history of our country. Whether you're military or anybody else, this is the most popular bill ever signed. And it includes the largest tax cut in American history, the largest spending cut, $1.7 trillion, and yet you won't even notice it. Just waste, fraud, and abuse in American history. So you have the biggest tax cut, the biggest spending cut, the largest border security investment in American history. We want to have strong borders, and the only thing is we want to have great elections, too. You need strong borders and elections, and my people have promised me that we're going to go into elections, and we're going to make sure they're not rigged, that they're not sullied. We're going to make sure that the elections are going to be fair. You need two things. You need strong borders, and you need fair elections. And we're going to make sure on the elections also, and our armed forces are one of the most vital military modernizations of all time. It will take place. So we rebuilt our military in our first term, and now we're going to modernize and remodernize our military, including building a great golden dome all over our land, so that if they get nasty with us, it's going to be knocked down. It's going to make any of the golden domes, they call them the Iron Domes, we're calling ours the Golden Dome, because we did the Iron Domes, and we do sort of everything, if you want to know the truth, but this blows it away. We're going to keep you safe. I want to thank every member of the House and Senate who worked to get this bill on my desk, and many of them are here, and I'm not going to mention all their names because we'll be standing here, but I have to mention a few, and especially I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance, who's been fantastic, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who's been incredible. We have somebody that it was a passion. I think he actually loved it. It wasn't easy, but he loved it. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who's right here. Speaker, thank you very much. What a job, and he worked so closely with the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, who's a fantastic guy. And those two are a team that is not going to be beat. When you look at them and you look at their counterparts on the other side, it's not even close. I want to thank both of you people for doing an incredible job. Thank you very much, John and Mike. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, a brave man. Steve, you know, he suffered a tragedy a number of years ago. I was at his hospital bedside that night with Melania, with our First Lady, and he had no chance. The doctor said he has very little chance, and you look better today than you did then. You didn't look particularly good that night, I will say. But I learned one thing. His beautiful wife loved him. She was a disaster, right? I told him, I said, Steve, I can only tell you one thing. I was with your family, and I was with your wife, and your wife was devastated. She loves you. I've seen a lot of wives that, they don't seem to be so concerned in those situations. But that's the kind of wife you don't want. But you have a great, beautiful wife who was really there, and you really have done. You're a very brave guy, and Mike and John and everybody that's standing with you knows it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. House Majority Whip, this is a guy who is great. When I have a problem, I call him up, and he gets it done. He's a tough cookie. I don't know why he's not the governor of Minnesota. He comes from Minnesota. He's like, Look, he goes, no, I don't want to run for governor. You know, come to think of it, I think that's a good idea. You would win so easily. The guy is terrible. You would win. You just have to take a look at that handsome face of yours, and you'd win. Tom Emmer, everybody. He did a great job. I think you should consider that, although we don't want to lose him, do we? We don't want to lose. Say we are. I think say we are. What a job you did. And Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's incredible. Senate Finance Chairman Mike Crapo. Thank you, Mike. What a job. What a job. He knows that tax stuff. Him and Jason, they really know their stuff. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. What a good man he is. I see a poll. He's running, and I see a poll. He's 24 points up. That's not bad, Lindsey. That's not bad. 24 points up in the great state of South Carolina. House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith. What a job. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. These people are great. These are great patriots. I have to call them out. House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington. Jody, thank you very much. Jody has been good right from the beginning, and so many others, and they're all here, and they fully understand. They'll never speak to me again, but that's okay. It is what it is, but I just want to thank everybody. A lot of senators here, a lot of congressmen and women here. Lisa, thank you very much, by the way. I have to thank you. Thank you very much. You've been fantastic. So this bill will fuel massive economic growth and lift up the hardworking citizens who make this country run. The factory workers, farmers, mechanics, waiters, waitresses, police officers, firefighters, coal miners. Coal is back. Beautiful. I said you can't use the word coal unless you precede it by saying clean, beautiful coal. It's what, China's right now building 68 coal generating plants, and we're putting up wind. It doesn't work, I will tell you. Aside from ruining our fields and our valleys and killing all the birds and being very weak and very expensive, all made in China. I noticed something, that with all of the windmills that China sends us, where we waste our money because it's the most expensive energy, I see that, they make about 95% of them, the wind turbines. I have never seen a wind farm in China. Why is that? Somebody check that out. Tom Emmer, would you please check that out? But all the coal miners we love and the truck drivers in this act,
hello, Mike.
Have officially
Mike
made
Egler.
the Trump
Hello.
tax cuts permanent. That's the largest tax cut in the history of our country, added to substantial other cuts, which is you're going to see like a rocket ship. We're setting all sorts of economic records right now, and that's before this kicks in. After this kicks in, our country is going to be a rocket ship economically, and we've delivered no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And that's why when you hear things like that, this is it's the biggest bill of its kind ever done by far. But we are going to have a situation, we are going to have something where people are going to realize the level of success and popularity of this bill. And sort of to close it out, it makes the child tax credit permanent for 40 million American families. And to increase the car affordability, it makes interest on a new car payment. So this had never happened before. You buy a car, you borrow money, you're allowed to deduct for income tax purposes your payment of interest. You're allowed to deduct it. It's never happened before. So run out and buy a car. But I have to tell you, it's only good, Mike, if it's made in America. If it's made in another country, you don't get it. And to protect 2 million family farms and other small businesses, we're eliminating the estate tax or the death tax. So if you want to leave your farm or your small business, but the farms they have been devastated, to your children, if you love your children. By the way, if you don't love your children, don't even listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. But if you love, would you live? Yes, I think you love your child. This one loves Barron. So I don't know if we're a small business. I think we're not. I'm not sure that we qualify. I'm sorry, darling. But, it was devastating. Farmers, they had to go out and borrow money. And by the way, is that Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi, raise your hand. Thank you.
Folks, we got about another 13 minutes. We're going to do a pee break for everybody because people that's probably my number one request in 4 years is, can we get an intermission? So we'll get your intermission. This is 2 minutes. It talks about donations. We also have a new donation page. If you don't know, going to thedumbshow.com/donate, where you can now use Apple Pay and credit cards or debit cards too. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody, so you can donate your way and however you want. So we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Olivia Spear, host of The Dumb Show. For 3.5 years, we never asked for donations, but after Facebook demonetized us for speaking the truth, we've had to turn to the one thing big tech can't cancel: you.
I'm Hayden, Matt and Olivia's daughter. This show's never chased sponsors or sold out. We've built something honest, and it's thanks to you.
I'm Ethan, their son. Every share, every dollar, every message, you're the reason we can keep calling out the BS and bringing color back to the world going gray.
If you want to help, we take PayPal, Venmo, or snail mail. You can send it to P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142.
Can't donate? No problem. Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored. You can donate at thedumbshow.com/donate.
You know what happens when you turn the dial harder? You can make a harder grimace. The harder you grimace, the more effective it is.
You tighten it so frickin' I can't do it. I can't untighten it.
That's what she said.
That's what she's. Oof. Oof. Coming in with it. Pounded. Pounded.
Ugh.
Pound.
Child
Good
got
for you.
15.
Ethan, you look like a hippie.
Told we tubular.
You know this is recording, right?
Okay, let's go. Smile. Donate. Don't start with me. Donations. Every time you don't smile, I'm going to punch you in the ribs. Donations. Take one. Scene one. Ready. Set. Ethan.
Break.
Ready. Don't screw it up.
Okay.
Ethan, don't mess this up. Ready. Set. Action. No. Whoa. Director calls action, not some stupid toddler.
But we've built something
There's no
honest.
but there. Why do you've been doing this since you were 2 years old. Try it again.
Just share the show with someone who needs to hear it.
He's so much better than you at everything.
Better than all
Hayden,
of us.
he's just like, even, it's just, go ahead, Hayden.
Thanks for helping us stay loud, proud, and completely uncensored.
That's a wrap. Well done, Spear family. I bet we make no money.
But I'm gonna owe them money without.
Hayden, do your thing again.
Oh yeah, cut it.
Baby shark, doo 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 doo.
Thank you for your support, everybody. Already hit gold tonight. We do appreciate it. We're going to continue watching this. And then maybe a fireworks show or something. I got nothing better to do. Just went out to the dog, gave her a bone. She's happy. So there's about 13 minutes left in this, which is great. And we're going to see the signature. You don't need to apologize if we can't donate. Where there's never any pressure. That's why we just put it out there. And if you do, you do. And if you don't, it's totally cool. It's not that big of a deal. We appreciate it if you do. It helps out. It keeps the show going. And this is what we do. This is our living. And if you can help, great. If you can't, enjoy the show. And don't even apologize, because we don't need that. We appreciate you. Here it is.
For being here. Attorney General, she's done an incredible job. So there won't be any, think of this, there won't be any death tax. You're not going to have to go borrow money. Your parents pass away and the farm goes into the bank's hands and gets foreclosed. That's not going to happen. And with 100% expensing for new investments, we're cutting taxes for every manufacturer who builds, expands. And we have expansion at the highest level that we've ever had it. We have hundreds of factories, including car plants and AI. It's coming into our country at levels that we've never seen. And to conclude, not only will we have the strongest economy on earth, we're also going to have the strongest borders on earth. And last month, did you see the number? 0 people crossed our border. 0 illegal people. And that's after Joe Biden let 21 million people, many of them people from gangs and prisons and drug lords and people that were mentally unbalanced, they let them into our country. We're getting them out at record numbers, and we have an obligation to, and we're doing it. So as we approach the 250th anniversary of America's founding exactly 1 year from now, we are creating an economy that delivers wealth for the middle class, a border that is sovereign and secure, and a military that is unmatched, unequaled anywhere in the world. And you saw that. And what a beautiful sight that was, especially after watching what they did just a short while ago. The golden age of America is upon us. We are in the golden age. It's going to be a period of time, the likes of which I don't think this country has ever experienced before. We're going to make America great again, and it's happening very fast. We love you. We thank you for being here. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. And First Lady, I want to thank you. You have been unbelievable. You think it's easy being First Lady? It's not. Thank you all very much. Happy 4th of July. God bless you all. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to sign the building.
President, this is the gavel we use to enact the big, beautiful bill, and I want you to have that for your
Are we ready? We're ready. Are you ready? Yeah. Have a good time.
Yeah, Amy, I heard the kid. For anyone who has said hello and I've missed it, it's not personal. It's just a lot going on especially when I'm by myself. So, absolute happy 4th of July. I hope everyone's safe and everyone enjoyed the signing ceremony. We're probably going to watch some fireworks here in a little bit. We have some other stuff that we can do together before we skedaddle.
28 points. It's a lot of points.
Good job.
Absolutely. And we have some more. We'll give you some more. Our great First Lady. Come here. Oh, yeah. You would have worked me. Scott. Congratulations. I'll let you hold the gavel. I don't know. Honey, now you got to go implement the gavel.
You're very trusting.
Give that guy a raise. Give that guy a raise. Thank you very much, everybody. And I want to thank
Shut up, Lindsey Graham. You're such a light. What does Trump have with Lindsey Graham? I don't understand. He's such a fucking weasel. You know, just a weasel. Bagram's there and Johnson's there. Scalise. You've got, oh God, I can't remember his name, but he's the VA secretary now. And we've got a lot of people there, but Lindsey Graham, he had nothing to do with this. He didn't do anything. God, I can't stand that fucker. I don't know what he and what he sees in him. I just don't understand. I can't stand that guy. He's such a fucking weasel. Pardon my language.
Doing? Good job. Scott, how's the economy? Okay.
Wonderful. Going to get better.
From South Carolina.
It's been amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good time. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Doug Collins. That's who it is. VA secretary, sorry. Yeah, but you keep your enemies closer. That's fine and all. But that dais is friends. These are the people who are closest to him. And Lindsey Graham, he always does this with Graham. And it's not keep him closer because he's got other enemies who are far worse. If that was true, Cornyn and Tillis would be there. So, and Murkowski would be there. No, this is something different. It's something different. I don't know what it is, but maybe in his memoirs, we'll find out why he always supported Lindsey Graham at probably one of the most hated senators out there. Nobody likes that guy. Nobody.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
No, I don't believe he. See, it's so easy to be like, Donald Trump's playing 4D chess. No, because he says good. He just said good things about him. He just said, 24 points, South Carolina, you're way ahead. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, he goes after Massey, which, Massey's a douche. There's no doubt about it. But Lindsey Graham is a conniving, backstabbing neocon. Like, he is the worst parts of the swamp. He is the worst parts of the swamp. I don't know. No, I don't think, no.
You got a good doctor.
Yep, you can keep him close without endorsing him. You keep him close without propping him up. He's got center position next to Mike Johnson. Are you kidding me? He did nothing in this bill. Come on, guys. You can't defend everything he does. You got a question, go, dude, what are you doing?
20 pounds. That's a big bill.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President. Thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up.
Ugh, Lindsey Graham. You did nothing in this bill. You don't deserve a photo op with the president. You did nothing. Nothing. There was nothing he did. Nothing. Nope. What did Lindsey Graham do in this bill? Nothing. Why does he get front billet? Why does he get the position of power? Sitting Mike Johnson opposite of Johnson and Trump and Melania. You're kidding me. Why? What a weasel. Weasel. That's Forrest Gump's dad. All right, well, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Glad we had a chance to watch it. Listen, folks, if you're home on 4th of July, love thy enemy? No. Come on. No. Stop it. You guys stop it. Don't frustrate me tonight. Please don't do it. Don't. Donald Trump can make a bad choice. And Lindsey Graham, listen, he kept the Kraken around. He kept Giuliani around. He kept Steve Bannon around. He kept General Flynn around. These people are just nutters. Donald Trump, I think he wants to be liked. I think he wants to be appreciated. And he knows that Lindsey is hard on him. And I think Trump respects certain people and wants to gain their favor. And that's human nature. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But Lindsey Graham? Ugh, give me a break. Gag me with a spoon. Like, as if. Don't even start, people. He's being a Christian. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Yes, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham has not found a war that he hasn't fallen in love with. For someone who never served, I mean, he is like, Mr. President. Oh, I got to go get the dog. Hold on. Sorry about that. Had to take care of the dog. Oh, I'm gonna get copyright. Oh shit! I knew I was gonna get copyright. Oh. No, South Carolina is on a platter for Trump. No. It's just a bad call. He makes them. He makes people mistakes. Look at Elon Musk. Tell me that wasn't a big mistake. Well, it got him elected. The money was incredible. But that wasn't the only reason. But, you know, it had a lot to do with it. I mean, it was huge. Let's not talk about this. I'm just going to upset people. You're right, Lindsey Graham. It's all 4D chess. Okay, whatever. Oh, my gosh. Oh, shut up, Brian Krasenstein. Fuck, I hate this little... Oh, a lot going on. Gosh. Of course, everybody's got to make something political. All right, so 92% of Republicans are proud to be Americans, as that song obviously said. Graham served in the United States Air Force from blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't care. Sorry, Thomas. He's a douche. What's wrong with Bannon? Oh, I don't know. What's wrong with Bannon? Larry, what's wrong with you? I haven't seen you in months, and what's wrong with Bannon? Bannon's a twat. That's what he is. You obviously haven't really followed what he did to Trump and how he backstabbed Trump, right? In the first administration. What about all the Q conspiracy bullshit that he supports? What about the sabotage that he did between him and Elon? Yeah, Steve Bannon, that's what's wrong with Steve Bannon. Nice to see you, Larry. How you fucking been? Happy 4th of July, by the way. Glad I triggered you in the first 2 minutes you're here. Proud to be an American. CNN here. Listen to this. It's good stuff.
Erica, my friend, happy 4th of July. And today on our Independence Day, I'm looking into whether or not Americans feel proud to be an American. And as it turns out, Democrats, their percentage who say they're proud to be an American has fallen through the floor. What are we talking about? Take a look here. Democrats' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, look at this. 4 out of 5 Democrats were extremely or very proud to be an American. That number has plummeted to just 36% now in 2025, a low this century.
I know he is an asshat, but he did hold the rank of colonel. I know a lot of colonels who are worth nothing. My brother-in-law is one of them.
Has fallen by more than half since 2015 as Donald Trump has become, of course.
And I understand your comment is it's not about serving. And maybe I should have changed that. I don't know what he did in the Air Force. I don't know whether he was involved in any conflicts, and I don't care. But the guy is a warmonger, and he loves it way too much. So either he never saw it, or he didn't learn the lessons from it, is my point. I'm just not a big fan. That's it. I'm not a big fan of Lindsey Graham. I don't understand how people can defend him.
President once again this year. Now, what is driving that decline? Well, a lot of it has to do with age. What are we talking about? Well, Generation Z Democrats, proud to be an American. Or
Larry, I think you get it. Larry, look, let me make sure I got this right. This is the Larry Hatfield who's been coming here for 4 years. This is the Larry who got upset at me because I changed my show and I didn't do it the way you wanted me to, or I didn't cover the top. Is that correct? Is this the same Larry that like just popped out and just bailed on the show and then comes back once in a while and everything you say usually is negative? Is this the same Larry, or do I have it wrong? Because listen, Larry, I'm being serious. I have it wrong sometimes. So is this the same Larry? Matt's changed. I don't like the topics you're covering. Is this the same Larry? If it's not, I'll apologize. Amy, help me out. Is this the same Larry? Let me know. Amy says, hi, Larry. Welcome back. See, I think it might be. Nope. Yeah, it's the same fucking Larry. See, I don't even need to ask. Oh, here we go. Yep. Yeah, you're the same one. With friends like you, who needs enemas? Seriously, critique the show, dude. Like, tell me what's wrong with the new set. What am I not covering enough? Let me know. Help critique me. Give me your 6-month review. I am going to keep going, Larry. Larry, I'll fucking do this all night. I got no problem with it. You certainly don't. You certainly don't. You come in, you get all pissed. Oh, what's wrong with Bannon? What's wrong with my boyfriend?
Not. Of course, Generation Z, born since 1997. Look at this. Only 24% of Generation Z Democrats are extremely or very proud to be an American. That is actually lower, Erica. That is lower than the percentage who say they have little or no pride to be an American at 32%. I just never thought I'd see these numbers based upon where we were a decade ago, but that's exactly where we are. Now, if Democrats have extremely less pride to be an American than they used to, what about Republicans? Well, this is where the trend line...
Larry says, am I done yet? Nope. I'll keep going, Larry. Larry, you are single-handedly one of the most negative people in the world. You don't like my show. You don't like me. You don't like the content. Why do you keep coming back? Isn't there something that just clicks for you? Why do you keep coming back? Why is it so important to you if my show's so shitty? Can you just tell me something nice you've said in 3 years? Just one thing.
It's interesting because with Republicans, there is no trend line. In fact, take a look here. Republicans' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, it was 90% back when Barack Obama was serving his second term. Now in Donald Trump's second term, it's basically the same percentage, 92%. So Republicans still are extremely or very proud to be an American. Democrats, on the other hand, have seen their numbers fall through the floor, led, of course, by the youngest generation, Generation Z. We'll see how these numbers turn going forward. But the bottom line is whether or not the folks out there...
This is what the problem is that when 51% of the actual populace, voting populace, is going to be youth. I like your show. You have a funny way of showing it, bro. If you're the same Larry, and it's obvious you are. So you didn't deny it. So, Larry, I'll just be honest with you, man. You just don't have anything nice to say. It's always a critique. It's never good enough. You know, I remember, dude. You know what? And if I remember you, it's one of two reasons why. One is because you made a huge impact in my life, or two, you made a negative impact on my life. I really don't remember people in the middle. I remember the good ones and I remember the bad ones. So you pick which category I remember you. And if I've misjudged you or I'm wrong, please let me know. But every time you come in here, it's always, what? You make it about you. There's other people who do that too. There's other people who do it too. Like we could be talking about something extremely serious about the show, or maybe someone is sick or whatever. And there's one person who comes in here every time and they're like, oh my God, guys, guess what? My dress got selected by blah, 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 Tri-County, and I'm going to go to blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, every time, no matter what, the $20,000 show, whether I was talking about CPS or we're talking about, you know, something going on with launching the news, it's always attention drawn to that person. And they come in a chat and they set up a signal flare and they got to have the attention. Those people I remember. So there it is. So no, I'm not done. He misses my voice. Maybe. I think this, if America is that toxic and people hate America so much in the Democratic Party, then why are they constantly caring about what happens to it? And why do they pretend that they can make it better? They've been in power. They had Joe Biden. So has anyone ever thought that just maybe the reason why Democrat policy is so ever-loving bad is because they don't care about America? And the core values that we talked about in the opening of the show, those intrinsic values that every single person should have with this country, they don't possess.
If you support Donald Trump, I better.
And that is probably why they're not successful. Larry, I don't mean to bust your balls on July 4th. You know what? You want to watch the show, that's fine. But if you don't know what's wrong with Steve Bannon, then you're not going to listen to me anyway. So what does it matter? I'm not saying Steve Bannon doesn't have value. I'm not saying Steve Bannon isn't an extremely smart human being. I don't like the way that he treated Trump. I don't like the way he left the White House. I didn't like his book. I don't like how he rolled over on investigations. I don't like the way he seeded animosity between him and Musk, and I blame him for a lot of that. And I don't like how he flip-flops. I don't like how when the fair winds weren't blowing for Trump, he jumped ship. But now that he's back in, he's his best friend. I think there's a very different way that Bannon treats Trump dependent upon the favorability that Trump has. That's all. We're a fellowship and like to discuss our personal lives with one another. The timing might be off sometimes because they just came in and aren't aware of the subject matter. No, Amy, every single time. Like clockwork. Every single time. And I can count at least 50. And I think you know. I think you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Listen to this. This is the mentality that absolutely just kills it for me. Jessica. What? No, it's not Jessica. Oh, are you replying to Jessica? No, it's not Jessica. And I don't think it's anyone who's on right now. Yes, Jessica, about being fed tunnelized. Got it. Okay. No, I was like, no, it's not Jessica. I don't think it's anyone on right now. But I guarantee you this, when that person comes on, it'll literally be some giant thing. Brother, I don't know what's going on here. I've been here since the beginning. Larry, I know. Larry, that's why I asked you to correct me. If I'm not mistaken, you've called in before. We've had conversations before. I thought we've had some great conversations before. And then something happened. You got upset with the show a little while ago, closer to a year ago, and stopped coming. And you made some comment and it said, you know what? I'm done. It keeps changing, or the topics or something. I don't even remember. If that's wrong, let me know and I'll apologize right now. Let me know right now, and I will apologize. If that's you, I think you're negative. That's all. Everyone knows who it is. And you know what? It's okay. And I'm not talking about Larry right now. But there's people who come in specifically to get attention. And I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people here who have horrible things happening in their life, who don't want a modicum of attention. And they have to have their teeth pulled in order to go ahead and share it. I don't know, man. I think this group takes care of itself. And I think it's like a bank. You come in and you pull a little bit out of here and you take a withdrawal, but then you got to put deposits back in. But if you're only a person who comes into this chat and into this team and you just pull and withdraw, I don't like that. Okay, Larry, You've got to confirm this for me so you and I can move on, because I've got some animosity here. Am I correct? Am I stating the truth? Is that what happened? And if it did, I didn't like it. And I've moved on now. You said I've just been sidetracked. It's not the show. Okay, then peace be with you, and I love you. What's wrong with Bannon? I've been very clear. And if you've been watching the show, which you haven't, you probably would know how I feel about Bannon. But I also think Jack Posobiec is actually a really good dude. And I think Bannon covers some things really, really well. I think The War Room is a really good show. I just don't like what he did with Trump. That's all. I don't like the Kraken. I'm not a big Giuliani fan. I'm not a General Flynn fan, because there was only so much I could hear that Donald Trump was going to get back in power. There was only so much I could hear about stolen elections that weren't stolen. There was only so much I could hear that there was a military tribunal. There was only so much that I could hear about Guantanamo Bay, all the cures. And Flynn stood up there and told us. Bannon told us. The Kraken told us. Giuliani told us. And they lied. They lied to all of you. I don't like that. John Haggart says, something happened to me. The show reached out and it mattered. No, I love people. William Southern, happy Independence Day, Matt. Thanks, brother. Larry, maybe call in. That's what I had to do when he misunderstood what I was saying. Keith, that's so true. But Larry, I don't hold any animosity, but I'm going to call people out from time to time who come back in. No, John was just saying it for reference. Ames, I think John is just saying, hey, yes, I do reach out. And when something's, and Larry and I have had multiple conversations. I want people healthy and happy. And when they're not, it bothers me. And there's people on this who I've cried with on this show who hate my guts now for no other reason than they made insinuations that I didn't take care of Amy Stamkos. And this created a giant war between someone and I. And I'm just not going to play that game. I don't have time for it. There's too many great people. Too many great people. You know what I mean? Too many great people. John Haggart says, I would love to ask Doug Collins, what exactly does the VA do to help assist our caregivers? Or better yet, what does Doug Collins think that what caregivers do, and how exactly does the VA do to help besides nothing, other talk? Yeah, listen, I'm not in love with our VA. I think it's better than it was, though. So that's it. Okay, let's go ahead and watch this. It's always in the eyes, folks. Look at the eyes.
If you support Donald Trump, I better not see you wearing red, white, and blue, flying a flag, eating apple pie.
John Adela says, I don't hate the show or the dummies. I love you all. Respect. Okay, good. Okay, Larry. Would you agree, once again, that that's a far cry from some of the things you've said in the past? I don't think you hate the dummies at all. I think you love the dummies. And how can you not love these people? They're amazing. I think your issue is with me in the show sometimes. And those are the comments that you said. If I'm wrong, just say so. Matt, you're way off base. I've never said any of those things, ever. Ever. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, Larry, I'm sorry. But Larry, I remember you. You're someone I respect. You've called into the show. We've had history. But at one point, instead of just giving me feedback and saying, hey, Matt, you did it in open chat, and you tried to embarrass me. You tried to break me down, dude. And I remember those things. Trump's not the only one who has a memory like an elephant. I remember people who put a knife in my back a little bit, and I felt you did that. Well, we had disagreements, but it's not my show, bro. My name isn't on it. Yeah, but you certainly pretend it is. And you certainly cross lines. Dude, you know what? If you don't know me by now, 4 years, that I'm going to speak my mind and always tell you where you stand with me, then you don't know anything about me. And you should. There is nobody that I interact with on this show or in real life, in person or digitally, that doesn't know where they stand with me at all times. I don't have that filter. and I speak my mind and I say it. And if I see you and I interrupt the show for it, it's because I care about you. But I never tried to embarrass you. You didn't. You tried. You know, this show is transformed over the years. And it's because we don't know what the fuck we're doing, and we're learning it. You know what I mean? We're learning, and we're trying to get better. And introducing Olivia into it, introducing Amy into it, and Leroy into it has been a challenge at times, because we all have to learn. And then when Mike came on, and then Mike Lynch came on, and we've had other people come on, it changes. Okay. All right, Larry. Okay. So everything I said is accurate. We just have different interpretations of how it impacted the show and me. That's fine. That's totally cool. But the things that I said were not dishonest, and I don't have the wrong Larry. Okay. So now that we know that, heads up, the reason why we have disagreements now is because of those times that you sniped the show and then bailed. And you were with some other people, and I believe you and a few other people created a very difficult time for this show when a few users left, and you were in that group. Okay? So if you want to talk about this, you know the number, bro. If you don't want to talk about this, well, we can stop. But I remember. So you may not have tried to do something, but you did. Something to think about. That's all I'm saying. And, Amy can remember the people's names. Wait, what? Oh, my God. Forget it. I'm done. I'm not doing this, Larry. We're not doing this anymore. Forget it. I'm done. Hey, Amy, who was the person who got so pissed off? What was her name? Who got upset over Mark Levin? And we were talking about the stolen election. I said, well, Mark Levin's belief is the following. And she's like, no, it's not. I said, well, it's changed because of Fox News. And what was her name? And it was a Latin name. And she took like 50 people with her. And that's not the first time. There's been other people who've done it. But do you remember her name? It wasn't Miriam or something, but it was the lady on the screen is exercising her right to bear arms, spaghetti arms, but still. Amy, who was it? Do you remember? I don't remember that person's name, but it was a Hispanic name. She was a huge Mark Levin fan, and she believed the election was stolen and wanted me to talk about it all the time. And I finally was just like, Levin changed his story. Margarita, was that it? It was something like that. I don't know if it was Margarita. Something like that. Joanne Townsend. Oh, Joanne. Joanne rounded us out. Thank you, Joanne. That was nice. What was her name? Come on. It wasn't Margarita. I can't remember. And we didn't do tips back then, so I don't know. What's the number? 276-200-2105. It's on the lower right-hand side of the screen, dude. 269 by Joanne. Well, this should be fun. I want to remember that person's name, though. Joanne Townsend rounded us up. $400 even. Thanks, sister. It wasn't Margarita. It was not Margarita. It was not Margarita. Thank you, Joanne. What was her name? Mary. No, it was not. Mary. That wasn't Mariana either. Gosh darn it. Anyway, Larry, you were friends with this person. And there was quite a few others in this group. And she got pissed. And right around that time, you took off too. And it was a mass exodus from the show. And a lot of people just, Mary Lou. That's right. I thought it was Hispanic. Was it Mary Lou? It sounds good. Let's call her Mary Lou. But she bailed. And she was one of my biggest supporters. All right. So we got Larry on the phone. All right, Larry, thanks for calling in. I always love the courage of people who call in. All right, man, what am I missing? How am I fucking this up, by the way? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you too, man. Hey, so I've been off of the stream for a while because I've been sidetracked with a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know where this whole I'm in like this weird group that just like disassociated. Like that's not me. I love the show.
Okay, so what happened? So Larry, what happened? Because you and I said we had disagreements sometimes. What would those have been?
Oh God. Okay, so I've been here since the beginning.
I know.
When the show format changed, we had a disagreement there.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's pretty much it. Like the formats all changed because I remember back like when the show first began, it was just you interacting with us, and then everything kind of got sideways. I kind of disagree with that because I kind of like the banter back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
But as time went on, like I started interacting with the dummies and Leroy and everybody, and everything was cool. I didn't have a problem with it. Like everything worked out.
Okay, so I remember a different. Do you remember Mary Lou?
No.
God damn, that wasn't her name. But okay, do you remember?
No, wait, hang on.
Yeah, yeah. See, now we're cooking with gas. Now,
hang on. I think I do remember a Mary Lou.
Yes. Okay. So her, and there was a whole bunch of other ones, and the girl who worked in the school board, and who in Virginia here, and she would always call into the show, and she was like fighting, working for Young Kid and stuff, and she would call in, and like it was during that time with Brandon Michon and everything else, and Mary Lou, whatever her face is, she brought like 30 or 40 people. You guys were friends. You guys talked all the time. You got along. Okay. And
well, we probably bantered back and forth, but I bantered back and forth with all the dummies.
I know this, but there was a click, and you were in it.
No.
Oh.
No, I was.
Okay.
No, I was not sure.
Okay. Well, I will tell you that Larry, what you just said is exactly what I said. You didn't like the show formatting change, and you rode me and would come in and say, "I'm out of here. This sucks," and you would just leave. And you did that like 10 or 15 times. And I finally...
Yeah, but I never left.
But, okay, so if I come in and I shit in your house, when are you going to say, okay, I've had enough?
Well, I mean, are you using toilet paper?
It's not funny, Larry.
I'm sorry.
I'm not laughing. I'm not sensitive.
I know you're not.
I'm not sensitive. I'm just like... If you continue to come in and you keep come in and disrespect what I'm trying to do and not provide,
Dude,
do you consider that to be positive, specific feedback where I can grow? This show sucks.
Brother, I didn't say anything disrespectful to you.
You said this show sucks several times. Several times. And I'm asking you, how am I supposed to grow from that? How am I supposed to get better from that? Mary Lou Gonzalez Martinez. That sounds about right. 3-namer, go figure. So, Larry, do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. Do you think at any time you and I would be considered at least Facebook friends or show friends, where if you needed $100, I'd give it to you, or if you needed a ride or a flight to go see somebody, I would give it to you, or if you wanted to call in and just vent, do you think I would listen to you? Did you ever?
Oh, you've let me call in and vent several times.
I know that. So if the answer is yes, then why would you say my show sucks or leave a 1-sentence drop and just bail on the show? And then every time you've come in, hold on, let me finish. Every time you've come in ever since, it's always something negative. It's always to challenge the thought process. Like, what's wrong with Steve Bannon? Okay, well,
yeah, that's a valid question, I think.
So you don't think there's anything wrong with Steve Bannon the way he treated Trump?
Well, yeah, but
okay, then why are you asking me?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Okay, fine. Let's go to Bannon. Here's the thing. This is not the time to attack one another.
Yes,
Yes,
it is. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm stating fact.
No, I'm talking about the Republican Party as a whole.
I don't give a fuck about the Republican Party. I only care about Donald J. Trump because he's the president, and the Republicans literally are just using him up as much as they can. And as soon as he's gone, they will abandon his ideas and go back to the war party. I
guarantee it.
Okay, I don't care about anybody else but Trump.
Guarantee it.
It's the only person I care about, and because he's not a politician.
Okay, fine. What are you going to do in 3 years?
I'm going to vote for the person who's going to go ahead and do remotely nothing like Trump as far as his disposition and attitude, but his policies, and Glenn Youngkin. And I think we'll probably have one of the best presidents our country's ever had if Glenn Youngkin gets into office.
This party, for some reason, is at war right now. We got Elon versus Trump, right? We got Bannon versus Trump, Glenn Beck versus Bannon. When are we just going to come together?
But we're not, because the parties are segmented, because you have neocons and you have war party people like Lindsey Graham, Thomas.
Oh, I know.
Okay, and then you have others like Thomas Massey. Then you got the Freedom Caucus. But you know what? We just passed the bill. And honestly, everyone shat all over Mike Johnson, and look where he's at. Look what he just did. He got an omnibus bill through that actually cuts spending. It cuts spending by $1.7 trillion. The reason why there's going to be a deficit is because the stupid Democrats were going to let the tax breaks expire, and taxes were going to go up 46%. That revenue is now lost against the budget. That's not Donald Trump's fault.
But I'm with you.
Okay, great. And who got that done? Who got that done? Donald J. fucking Trump.
Yes, he did.
So you know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of Bannon versus Beck and Beck versus Shapiro and Shapiro versus Owens. They all need to shut the fuck up and back up Trump. Shut your mouth and let the man fucking cook. Because what he just did, this was the greatest 10 days in political history.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
I think we're in agreement. We're just butting heads.
That's what's wrong with Bannon, bro. That's what's wrong with Shapiro. That's what's wrong with Hodge twins. That's what's wrong with Owens. That's what's wrong with everybody except for like Damani Felder, me, Bill Maher, who even is getting it, which is ridiculous. I mean,
I know, right?
But he's always been a conservative when it comes to fiscal responsibility. Maher has never been a lefty. But there are people out there who are getting it and understanding it. And those are the people who need to be, but we fought so hard to get him here. And there wasn't a snowball's chance in hell 2.5 years ago that he was going to win.
Oh, I mean, come on. Kamala Harris is a...
No. But Kamala Harris wasn't in the picture, bro. They were never... His legal troubles, 96 indictments, $500 million. $500 million. Come on. He was toast. And his popularity was down to 23%. He was cooked. But what did he do? He listened, maybe not to me, but I'll tell you what, this is what I said. I said he needs to come to the middle because he's going to make Biden look like a fucking lefty. All he's got to do is shut up about the stolen election. All he's got to do is shut up about J6 and keep his mouth closed and focus on going to the middle in abortion. And that's where Nikki Haley would be a great choice for him for VP. Once he did that, Nikki Haley became obsolete and he was off to the races. And then the last thing
what I think?
Go ahead.
You know what I think took him over the top? He did podcasts. He even did this past weekend with Theo Vaughn.
I mean the podcast, but this isn't a shock. He did it in 2016 and he owned social media. And then what he did, he understands the trends of where people get their news. And he's always ahead of the liberals. Always. Larry,
I agree, man.
Larry, I've always liked you. And I've never had a problem with you.
I like you too, dude.
Well, then stop being a dick in my chat.
Well, I'm not.
You were. Maybe not.
I told Amy hi.
I don't care what you say to Amy. Amy's a big girl. She'll cut you if you're not nice to her.
Not your Amy. Amy Stancombe.
No, Amy Stancombe. No, not Amy Robinson. Amy Robinson will give you a hug and you could be yelling at her at the time. I'm talking about Stancombe. That woman collects knives. She's dangerous. She's tough. So here's the thing.
I was just saying hi. I didn't say anything rude at all. And I don't know what this clique is that you're talking about. I was not involved, sir.
Okay. All
that
right.
is not me.
Okay. I told you what you said. and you haven't denied that. Now, as far as the click, what I'm saying is around the same time of Mary Lou Retton and all those people, there was a mass exodus from the show, and they left and they bailed. Well, it was right around the time that you did this too, and you guys were stoking, animosity. Yeah, Larry.
I had nothing to do with that.
All right. Whether you had nothing to do with it or not, I just told you did, and then you just told me you did too. You said that you left the show. You said that you critiqued the show multiple times, that you didn't like the format change. It's not how I'm remembering this, man.
Well, okay. Yeah, okay, fine. I've critiqued it, but I'm not a part of this big clique that's taking views away from you.
Okay, what I said is there was a mass exodus of a group of people who all left, and it was the Dan Zach. Ask Amy. She remembers everything. It doesn't matter.
Do you think anybody following me?
Yeah, you're very well liked in this chat at one point. You were very well respected, dude.
Nobody's following me.
Who's the other guy? Hold on. Who's the other guy that used to come on the show who bought a bunch of my gear and around the same time got so pissed off and because I wouldn't cover stolen election bullshit from Michigan because we had been covering it for a year and a half straight. Do you remember his name?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, you do know him because, Larry, you didn't know Mary Lou either until we got her name right. But
yeah, well, I do kind of remember a Mary Lou.
Okay, well, this guy you'll remember too. I'll say his name. He bailed too.
Okay.
Do you remember?
What's his name?
I don't remember. Dude, I don't remember. What about the guy that bought me all the Sensi stuff? Remember him?
It was. Oh yeah,
you were friends with him too. You guys were all.
That guy was weird.
Yeah, but you guys were all friends, and you all bailed on me at the same time. I know. I'm just telling you that's the clique, Larry. Larry, that's the clique. That's the one that bailed. Okay.
Well,
just let you know.
Look, I didn't bail on you, man. I still watch your show.
All right. Well, I remember something different, and that's all. So you walked in tonight, and you said, "Well, what's up with Steve?" And it's not an innocuous question. You know what's wrong with Bad, and you just told me what was wrong with him. You're just you try to poke the bear a little bit. Well, you got the bear tonight. You got the teeth, and it's not because of tonight. It's because of the other nights. And you may not remember what you said, but I do. And I've told you what you said. And you come in and shit in my house. At some point, I'm gonna throw it right back at you. That's it. That's what happened.
I'm sorry, man.
Don't be sorry. Just stop doing it for me, please. If you don't like something that I'm doing, tell me. Give me Matt. I like what you're doing here. I like what you're doing here. I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay, and I'm gonna say thanks. But what I can't.
But I've always told you that before.
No, you haven't.
Always told you that.
No, you haven't, dude. It's the first time hearing about it.
Matt. I've always been up front with you.
Yeah, I don't know if that. No. Once again, up front, and literally just giving negative feedback that's not specific is useless. It doesn't help. This show sucks does not help me. That's what trolls do. But if you come in here and say, Matt, I don't like this segment, or I don't like this format, or I don't like this, I'll listen to you.
Okay, fine.Maybe I'll be more specific.
Well, wouldn't you appreciate that in your life?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Okay. I love criticism.
No. I love specific criticism. I don't like people that just throw shit and go, ha.
Well, okay, fine. Fine.
Well,
yeah.
Well, words matter, Larry. And I want people to be specific in their criticism, especially ones who would consider me a friend, or ones who would call, or one who could get a plane ticket or borrow $100 from me. Those people, I would expect them to treat me.
Well, I would never do that.
Well, you may not, but you know what? It doesn't matter. That's what friends do. But you know what friends don't do? They don't shit all over something that they love and are passionate about and then sit there and say, what did I do wrong? That's my point.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, good conversation. I hope you watch. And if there's something that you like, let me know. And if there's something you don't, please let me know as well. Cool?
Cool, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. See ya. Weird. Just weird. Pippo the Clown and Mary Lou. No, God. Was it Jefferson? Was it Jefferson? Jefferson Starship. Yeah. He still talks about me, doesn't he? So does Kyrie. Tuner Monkeys is an example too. He and Matt have mixed words before, but they're still friends. Right. Just have a conversation. Just, hey, Tuner, just have a conversation. It's not hard. Just talk it out. I like Larry. I've always liked Larry. Larry's been around forever. He's one of my oldest viewers. But the funny thing is the people who've been here the longest are the ones who probably we've butt heads once in a while. But he knows what he said. I mean, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he had too many beers. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But I remember something completely different. All right, let's watch this fucking video. My gosh. 4th of July drama. By the way, folks, we've hit our $400 goal. People are awesome. I haven't had a chance to check. Looks like somebody gave us something on Rumble, and I can't see it. I'm going to go take a look at it while we watch this, and we can figure it out. Larry's a good dude. I've always liked Larry. I just didn't like the way what Larry said.
If you support Donald Trump, I better not see you wearing red, white, and blue, flying a flag, eating apple pie, or even taking the day off work on the 4th of July. You can wear orange and eat Big Macs on Donald Trump's birthday, but the 4th of July, Independence Day, no, you cannot celebrate Independence Day while simultaneously supporting a man that is actively trying to dismantle our democracy and undermining the Constitution
I'm so sick of hearing
at
it.
every turn. Because you do not love this country. You do not value this country. You love Donald Trump for some unknown reason, and you've decided to put him above our country and the principles upon which it was founded. So save your bullshit. You're not a patriot. You're actively anti-American. I don't want to see you lighting fireworks, eating hot dogs, anything. That is not for you anymore because you, my friend, are not a patriot. You are not pro-America.
No.
You are pro-Donald Trump. And those two things are in direct contradiction. Those of us who actually give a shit about our country, we will celebrate while protesting the man that's trying to destroy it. The rest of you, sit your asses at home if you can't go into work and try to do some personal work because Lord knows that there's a lot of it that needs to be done. If you support...
She's got a forehead that won't quit. I don't have anything to say. She's entitled to her. Bobby says, I still love you. Well, you better. No, I know Rumble, but somebody just gave us some money on Rumble. Whoever you are, we love you and appreciate you. It was $30. So I'm gonna put that in. I don't know how to check. There's a lot of people chatting and talking, but I don't see it. I'll see if I can find it. Listen, I don't care about her opinion. She can say that. And you can say that no, but see, the problem is when people talk in absolutes, like all people who support Donald Trump are not patriots. What a ridiculous statement. Oh. Somebody donated. G Honest. Who's G Honest on Rumble? See, I'm never on Rumble because I can't get the window. Who is it? G Honest, whoever you are. Who is that? Damn it. I'm going to feel horrible. And it's going to be somebody we know. But I appreciate you. Thank you for the donation. I'm going to put that in right now. I just don't care. She can have an opinion. She can say whatever she wants. But it's not that I love Donald Trump. Love has nothing to do with it. It's that what I care about is he has earned my trust. Because even when he makes mistakes, I love you too, Christine. No, I'm not upset. Listen, if someone calls in here and goes, your show is shit, I am totally fine with that. Just tell me why it's shit so I can try to fix it. Right? That's what I care about. So, oh shit. That's my continuity camera on my phone. Let's disconnect from that. I don't know why. That could have been bad. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's all. Just tell me why it's shit. Help me understand. That's all. But a lot of people are like, well, why aren't you loyal to Massey? Because he's being an idiot right now. He was an idiot with Biden. He was an idiot on USMCA. He was an idiot on transgender surgeries and minors. So he's an idiot sometimes. Ted Cruz is an idiot sometimes. The only person I have not seen be an idiot sometimes is Eli Crane. That is one of the most based mother humpers in the world. Eli just gets it right. So I don't care that she has an opinion. What I care about is that you're lumping everybody together and saying that all people who support Trump aren't patriots, which is the dumbest thing ever. Just because your views and my views don't align, it doesn't mean that you're any more or less patriotic than me. She seems very patriotic. She's got a U.S. flag behind her, so she's a patriot. But just because you're a patriot doesn't mean you can be wrong, or just can't be wrong. There's a lot of patriots who makes mistakes. There's been patriots throughout history who've made mistakes. Do I think General Flynn is any less of a patriot because I think he's a little off? No. There's nothing wrong with criticism. There's nothing wrong. But what she is saying, that's like somebody saying your show's shit. You're not a patriot. You believe in destroying democracy. Well, the only thing you've done is stifle the conversation. You've let us know that the conversation cannot proceed forward because you believe that the person you're talking to is a detriment to freedom, that they are an existential threat to our republic or what you call a democracy. And you don't converse with people like that. You eliminate people like that. So that's where this language is extremely, you can have an opinion, but it's not designed to move the conversation forward. So don't sit here and say, it's so sad you can't cook hot dogs. You can't celebrate July 4th. You can't celebrate this country's independence because you are the problem that has taken all of those things away from yourself. It makes no sense. It's her prescription. It's her removing it. She's the one saying, because you disagree with me, I'm going to limit your ability to express yourself, to have rights, to have speech, which is absolutely fascist for the person she's calling a fascist. I wish I could just talk to these people. I really do. Because I would love to see, what are you talking about, sister? Help me out here. Help me understand what you're talking about. Because I don't get it. I think it was $20. Was it 20 or 30, Giannis? Who is Giannis? Can somebody help me out here? I got to go find out how much it was. I feel horrible. I wish Olivia was here. She makes all these things. $20. Oh, no, $40. It was 2. All right. Now I can do it. There we go. 40. Thank you so much. Whoever you are and whatever your name is. Thank you for your donation, Giannis. General Phil made it when it came to Biden failing Asheville, North Carolina. Well, it's not that General Flynn isn't right about things. But General Flynn also told us that there was a military tribunal that supported theories that Donald Trump was still in control and the military had seen. Come on, you guys remember all the Q stuff. General Flynn said some shit that was pretty wacky, and he still does. That's all. Let's see if there's any fireworks going on. Shall we do that? So we can just lighten the mood here? My God. We have enough fireworks going on in this channel. I want to thank everybody. John Haggart says he laid out exactly what the 82nd. I don't know what that means. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing or you're talking to me. He didn't specific. No, Flynn made specific promises about J6. So let's go ahead and see if we got some fireworks here. Hey, there we go. Come here, Ash. It's okay, baby. I gotta go check on my dog. I'll be right back. beep. Yeah, John, I'm able to separate things too, and I already said General Flynn says a lot of good things, but he also says a lot of crazy shit too. So once again, that's exactly the definition of separating things, brother. You know what I mean? I don't like people who lie. I'm not a big fan of them. No, John, I appreciate it. I do, man. Like I said, I respect General Flynn's service, and I think he is a very intelligent guy. I think he dabbles in QAnon shit and said things that were not true and took no accountability for saying, you know what, I made some calls and I shouldn't have. That's all. Listen, man, everybody's got their gripes. I'm sure there's people who, like Larry just proved, he had some issues with me. I don't think there's anything wrong with holding people accountable for when they make mistakes or they don't get it right. There's nothing wrong with that. No, Ash is sleeping. She just won't come into this room. Amy, you help out plenty. I wish Fox would put this on the big screen. God, I love this country. Yeah, Gail. Hunter completely strung out of his mind. Yeah. Oh my God, Melania and Trump are actually having fun together. God forbid. Oh, I love that statue. Okay, listen, if anybody finds that, the one that Trump has behind him, and it's got the metal flag instead, because there's ones online that are colored and they're horrible. If anyone finds the Iwo Jima statue with the flag that's actually in metal or in bronzed, please let me know. And I don't care how much that thing costs. I want that more than anything else in the world. And I'm not asking for you to get it for me. I'm asking for you to find it for me. It's okay. I kind of like seeing Melania and President Trump. It's kind of cool. I'm a softie. Like, Olivia and I like argue, but I love that woman more than anything else in the world. I think marriage is great. I told her that today. I think marriage is the greatest thing in the world. She didn't answer me, but Jose, you got to figure out a way to become an American citizen. What do I got to do? Do I got to sponsor you or do a foreign exchange program or something? Let me know, man. I'll sponsor you. We can get married. Oh, I can get it on Bradford Exchange. Oh, I see what you were saying. I'm sorry. I didn't even read the Bradford Exchange. I'm like, Bradford Exchange is a TV channel? Don't they just make like museum pieces and deco art? I'm a little sorry. How much was it, Tina? I don't mean to be picky, but that's the one with the colored flag. That's not the same one. I don't want the colored flag. I want the one that's emblazoned similar to the Bradford Exchange one's beautiful. I'm looking at it right now. And it's only $149. Holy crap. But the flag is red, white, and blue. I don't want that. It's gaudy. I want the emblazoned flag to be the exact same as the monument itself. I really like the one behind Trump. Maybe you can link it to me. Hi, Yenny. Come on up here. Come here. Come on. Hurry up. Come on. Come up. The one I got has the shadow flag. Well, I need to find it because I couldn't find it on there. Yenny, leave my gun alone. Would you stop loving? Leave the gun alone. What's up, weirdo? What are you doing? What are you doing? Ash. Everybody's coming in. They must be doing the fireworks. Hi, Ash. Come here, baby. Hi, Ashla. Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? Aw, sweet. Go get Daddy some water. Oh. Happy 4th, baby. Hi, Yen. Got both animals in here. Folks, we're at an even $400 on donations. If anyone appreciates the coverage. The kids are at Franklin Park along with Olivia watching fireworks show. And we're here tonight because I didn't want the animals to be alone. And plus I wanted to do a show for y'all because it's not fun to be alone on 4th of July. So we're here together. That doesn't mean you have to give me money. I don't know why I said it that way. But if you do want to donate, you can. And we also do donations through not just PayPal and Venmo anymore. We do Apple Pay, credit cards, debit cards. Go to thedumbshow.com/donate. There's a new way to donate. Go take a look. I got one cat in one hand and a dog in the other. Stop scratching me, cat. Cat, knock it off. You can't see Ash. You can't see Ash. She's right here.
There's the dance.
The iconic.
Gotta get the Trump dance in there. And I love that the First Lady also kind of joins along now. Like, it's taken her a few years.
Love
but
you,
she's
Ash.
Well, that was one of my favorite parts is
Good
actually
girl. Lay down.
watching them watch the
Lay down,
fireworks
baby.
and seeing
Hi, Yenny.
the
Lay down, Ash.
warmness of their marriage.
Jealous.
Usually you see them standing next to each other and not really joking
It's
around
okay,
that
Ash.
much, but they are just
Stop.
there. How great is that? I think that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that between them. And
Ash.
that's
You know, we were talking, they didn't have a
adorable.
light shined on them to highlight them. I think that made it better. You know, they're standing there, they're watching the fireworks. And it's an intimate moment. We got, you know, when you're president, you don't get many private moments, but it's an intimate moment, and they got to be
Get
in
the
the
kitty,
shadow
Ash.
a little bit and enjoy the fireworks.
And what a show. What a spectacular show.
Yeah.
Nobody does it.
Get the kitty, Ash. It's okay, guys. It's okay. No boom boom. Don't be scared. Come on. Come on over here, Ash. Come here, Ash. Come here. Can I get you to walk in front of the camera and see everybody? Here. Come here. Yenny, nobody's talking to you, you needy woman. Ash is literally right outside the camera. No, Ash won't go in the... Ash, come over here, baby. She's scared. I should probably go. Are you okay? Do you want to come over here? Thanks, Debbie. They're both in here now because everything's going off and it's... Go get her, Ash. Not over there. Okay, she's probably going to go around. Go get Kitty. Where's Kitty? Go get... It's okay, Ash. Ash, come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come here. Are you okay? Do you want a bone? Hold on. Let me go get her a bone. Don't leave. Dude. Well, you saw her for 2 seconds. All right, I'm going to go. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We appreciate it. The animals, they're not scared. They just want to know what's going on, and I think they want me here. Appreciate everybody for being on. Vicky, good to have you on. Yeah, I know they can have Benadryl, but they're actually fine. Yenny just wants love, and this is the time we get off, and they're kind of like, hey, where the hell are you guys? Why aren't you off? Marine Shop, they have one in Pewter 17. Can you throw me the link? I'm sorry. Yes, Yenny is an attention whore. Look at her. She's so ridiculous. She sits far enough to where she can't get any love. And it's just like, give me a break. Ash has got her bone. She's happy. All right, y'all. Kids and mom will be home soon. So I'm going to go. I want to say thank you, everybody, for your donations. We hit 400. That's amazing. I want to thank our last donation as well, and everybody else. Thank you for the link. I've got it. I'm going to go check to see. The Marine Shop. No, that's not the one. The flag is. Oh, I see. Pewter. Yeah, that's not the one. It's close. I'm going to have to find out where President Trump got his. All right, everybody. Listen, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. We appreciate you. I'm going to go take care of the animals, and I hope everyone had a good time. We'll see you guys Monday. We'll be back. I believe Amy's going to be here. And then we've got Ryan Weaver next week, which will be awesome. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful and blessed July 4th. We'll see you guys. Thanks for your donations. Thanks for your help. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.